How should you use hypnosis in group sessions, or how can you use hypnosis in group online sessions on Zoom? And Mike Mandel is with me here from the Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy. We're particularly talking about situations where it isn't even naturally framed as hypnosis. So let's say you're doing a wellness seminar on Zoom for a group of people. How might you fit hypnosis into that context? That's what we want to talk about.
Well, the key is obviously you're going to work in a very simple way, because if you've got 40 people online, you can't monitor all of them. You're not going to be producing all sorts of outrageous hypnotic phenomena. It might be as simple as, and now let's do an exercise where we're going to be able to allow your brain to teach your body to relax profoundly whenever you need to. So when you're ready, everyone take a deep breath with me. And just by doing something like this, you can lead them into a trance state, have them close their eyes. You're never calling it hypnosis, and that's the key.
Yeah, or you could call it something like a guided imagery or a guided experience or anything, an inner journey, whatever you want to call it is totally fine, unless you know that the audience is very receptive to hypnosis. I mean, if they came to learn stuff and they know you're a hypnotist and that's interesting to them, then you could call it hypnosis. I also think you could stack in things like yes sets and compliance sets, right, in a group format. Now, we have videos on this. We'll link to them in the description under this video, but you can ask simple questions. Would it be helpful for you if you could X right now? If we did a demonstration, everyone let me know in the chat. People go, yes, that's right. Okay, and are you ready to begin that now? Yes, I am. Okay, excellent. And then the compliance set. So make sure that you're free of distractions, that there's nothing to distract you, no noises, etc. Make sure you close any other applications on your computer, whatever it is you want them to do. You're giving them some simple instructions and then tying it into the actual experience itself, like take a deep breath.
This is it. You know, Chris, this year, up at our cabin on the beach, beautiful beach at night, under the stars, my wife's cousin, Janine, and a bunch of her friends, one of whom is a naturopathic doctor. These beautiful women, 6 of them, all came down to the beach, and they asked if I wanted to join them for yoga, but I didn't have a yoga mat, and I didn't feel like it. The 6 of them lay down on the beach. The woman walked them through this thing, and at the end, she took them through this meditation. I'm sitting there listening going, she doesn't even know this, but she's hypnotizing all of them.
That's, okay, that actually brings up...
a good job.
That brings up another... We can shift into this for the video here. So it doesn't necessarily even have to be online, right? How can you, as a professional of any sort, learn some hypnosis and bring it into what you're already doing with people? How many times have you, I don't know if you've ever taken yoga at a yoga class.
I have.
Yeah, and do you notice that at the end they usually do some sort of essentially hypnosis every time, right?
And essentially some sort of awakening at the end of it too.
I remember not quite as relaxing, so I remember being back when I was working in downtown Toronto in the financial industry. Sector. Yeah, back when I worked on Bay Street. So I was a member of, it was called Sports Clubs of Canada. Anyway, they got bought out, but it was a gym, and I used to take spinning classes, which was very high energy. We're cycling, right? And the spinning instructor, if they knew hypnosis, oh man, it would have been so much better, right? Because they were coaching you along to imagine certain things, but they were missing out the opportunities to use hypnotic language. So, you know, try not to get too tired yet. We have to push through to this next hill. In a moment, we're going to be ramping up the intensity. This is the alternative.
Right.
And I want you to notice that you have the energy to push through this. That would be like the alternative, right? So you can incorporate hypnosis and hypnotic language in the kind of coaching that you're doing. If you're a karate instructor, you know, don't forget this in the kata right here. No. You'll find it naturally easy to remember that after you do this, this comes next.
You're slowing down. I could give you another example. You know, I took the Second City improv classes because I was in theater sports. We were undefeated, by the way. But at the end of the Second City class, the instructor had everybody lying on the floor and hold onto the corners of the room and imagine there's a cool breeze and people are shivering. I'm going, this is freaking hypnosis.
Yeah,
the instructor didn't even know they were doing hypnosis. They were taking people through an experience.
So there's a lot of examples. We have a few considerations. We mentioned it can be difficult to calibrate. I think you actually did say that at the beginning. It can be difficult to calibrate. So you want to be giving people generalized or vague enough, artfully vague commands and suggestions. You don't want to invite them all to speak. You know, in your own mind, ask yourself if you'd be willing to X. That way they're not unmuting and going, yeah, or typing in the chat. You're framing it that way, stuff like that. So you can't calibrate them all. So give them stuff they'll all obviously say yes to, right? What else do we have?
I was going to say, offering group hypnosis, if you're even going to call it that, and you can, is part of the services like coaching or mastermind groups that you can do, and you can use it for stress relief, you can use it for accelerated learning, enhancing creativity, just about anything you want. Or even a group of people with a common medical thing like chronic pain, you can have them mollify it, alleviate it, make it feel better. You're not removing it because we don't have the medical records, but we can say you can feel better, and you're working general terms, and so you're going to get a response with them.
And then maybe just to close it off, so end your trance cleanly and clearly, and give them positive suggestions. We always say give ego-strengthening suggestions at the end. Leave people better than you found them, right?
Yep.
If you do that,
keep things calm and safe, leave them feeling great when they come out of it, and the world will beat a path to your door.
All right, Mike Mandel, hypnosis.com. Check out the Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy. It's free to get started, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks once again, and good night.